The Dolphins news keeps on piling in, and it's not good news for the Miami Dolphins before their Week 9 game against the Buffalo Bills. On today's show, we're going to talk a lot about injury updates and what happened at practice before this big game against Buffalo on Sunday. Without further ado, let's hop into today's show. I am Nic Rohloff. This is Dolphins Today by Chat Sports. On today's episode, we got injury updates on Emmanuel Ogbah, Jevon Holland, Sieler, and we'll also talk about how Anthony Weaver plans to defend the Buffalo Bills in Week 9 as the Dolphins have a must-win game on their schedule. 2-5 record right now, 0-1 against the Bills, as we know they lost in Week 2, and we need all the help we can get to win this game, so don't jinx it. Hit that thumbs up icon for me. I know it has not been the best start for Miami, 2-5 record on the year, but it's always a good time to beat the Buffalo Bills, and if you want that to happen this Sunday, hit that thumbs up icon. All right, we'll start with Emmanuel Ogbah because while Anthony Weaver was talking to the media today, he let it slip out. I don't think this was intentional that Emmanuel Ogbah, remember that bicep injury that forced him to miss a week against the Indianapolis Colts? Well, he tore something in his bicep and he's playing through it. And he's already played one game with the injury. He played this past Sunday against the Arizona Cardinals and plans to play this week against the Buffalo Bills. This obviously is not good for Miami or Ogbah. Ogbah's been one of your best pass rushers this year. You have 9 sacks on the season as a defense. That is second fewest in the NFL. Ogbah has 2 of them. Campbell has 2 of them, and Sieler have the other 2. So those 3 have combined for 6 of your 9 sacks. But there's a lot of reasons why this is bad for the Miami Dolphins and Emmanuel Ogbah specifically. Well, the one reason why it's bad is, well, you already don't have a good pass rush, and now your best pass rusher on the edge in Emmanuel Ogbah, with no Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb still on the PUP list, is compromised by injury and isn't going to be able to perform at the best of his ability. I'm just happy he's out there now that we know it's something that is torn in his bicep. But number 2 reason why this isn't very good is that now teams know that he has a torn bicep. And if you do lose this game and move to 2-6 against Buffalo and you want to sell at the trade deadline, I labeled Emmanuel Ogbah as one of the top guys that could be traded away since he's on a 1-year deal. Teams are always looking for pass rushers, and you could probably get a 5th or 6th round pick for Ogbah. Well, I don't think teams are going to be lining up at the door to trade for someone who will be injured for the entire year with a torn bicep. So now you not only have a guy who is compromised due to injury and isn't going to be as effective for you on the field, but you also have someone that isn't going to be garnering the interest in the trade market that he may have if he was completely healthy. Double whammy of bad news for Emmanuel Ogbah and the Miami Dolphins. Moving along here with more injury news surrounding the team. These 3 players were DNPs not against anyone, but in practice today and not seen at the media portion of today's practice. Sieler, Kader, Kohou, and Julian Hill. Kohou missed last week, so did Sieler, but the one that obviously is the most important here is Sieler. We talked about him on yesterday's show. Him being out for this defense is an absolute disaster. It is detrimental to this defense. We talked about how Ogbah has 2 of your 9 sacks this year. Well, Sieler has 2 of your 9 sacks as well. So these 3 players in Campbell, Sieler, and Ogbah are so important to this Dolphins defense and pass rush, but Sieler is twofold because he's also one of your best run stoppers on the interior. And if you flash back to Week 2 when Miami got trounced by Buffalo at home, James Cook went nuclear. He had 3 touchdowns in that game, including a dagger 50-yard rushing touchdown right before the first half concluded. Well, now if you have to go up against this team in Buffalo with no Sieler, how are you going to improve on what you did in Week 2 against them? It is going to be a really concerning question for this Miami Dolphins team heading into Buffalo for Week 9. But we do have a mellow question. And maybe you are mellowed out. Shout out to Mellow Seltzer, my new favorite drink I just found over the past couple of weeks or so. But make sure you answer it. What's the chance the Dolphins win this week? Scale of 1 to 10. Well, my mellow game plan was if Sieler's out, you have to play Mohamed Kamara, the 5th-round rookie you drafted back in April out of Colorado State. He has been active for just 1 game this year. And if you want him to really develop and you want this pass rush to be better than it has been to start the season, I think Kamara has to play. He's played in 1 game, like we mentioned. It was against the Indianapolis Colts when Emmanuel Ogbah was out with that bicep injury. He only played in 16 snaps, but was very effective. 2 tackles, 1 pressure, 1 QB hit. You see him there getting after Anthony Richardson. I'm not going to claim that Mohamed Kamara is going to fix all of the pass rushing issues for Miami, but I will go on the record and believe that he will be more effective than Tyus Bowser. He would be more effective than Quentin Bell. To me, why not take the chance on the 5th-round rookie? I'm serious. There is no way he can't be worse than what you have already seen. And up until this point, the 1st-round rookie, Chop Robinson, has not been good. Now, I do want to say that against Arizona, I think he played the best game of his career, having a 7.7% win rate, getting involved in the run game, pair of pressures. Robinson was good against the Cardinals. But I do want to see Mohamed Kamara get more opportunities. And Anthony Weaver, the defensive coordinator of Miami, was asked about Mohamed Kamara and how he can see the field. Well, Weaver said that we all want to see Mo on the field. Who's responsible for that is Mo. Other decisions factor into that. Special teams, injuries at other positions. Because of that, he has been the odd man out. I have challenged him where he can add value, so we no longer have to have this discussion about him. And I understand Mohamed Kamara might not be the best on special teams or at this point in his career not be the best against the run, but when you have the poor pass rushing numbers that Miami has, bottom 3 in sacks, bottom 10 in pressures, bottom 10 in QB hits, not effective. Why not take a chance on trying to switch something up and putting in the rookie that has been great in his entire career in terms of the college level? He has a great mentality. He's a dog. He has a never give up type of motor. I want to see Mo Kamara out there on Sunday. Will it happen? I don't know. But if it was up to me, I would make him active at least over Quentin Bell. If you like what Bowser's been doing, cool. But why not give Mo Kamara a shot in some spot snaps? All right, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We will be live on 12 p.m. Eastern time this Sunday. We will not go anywhere, even if the Dolphins continue to struggle. Be live for every game day for the Fins. Let's watch the Dolphins hopefully get the upset on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Speaking of Josh Allen, Anthony Weaver said that there is going to be no QB spy on Josh Allen, which I am a little lukewarm on. Listen, I get it. Anthony Weaver said he did not want to waste a defender. You got only 11 guys out there. He doesn't want to waste one in terms of pass rushing or in the secondary just to have a spy on Josh Allen. But he kills you in so many different ways, and when you specifically look at his stats against the Dolphins in his career, well, you might actually want to look away. It is Halloween, and these numbers are spooky, folks. He's 11-2 against the Dolphins in his career with a completion percentage of 66%. The touchdown-interception ratio is out of this world. Guys, this is almost a full season's worth of football, and if we're now talking 4 more games against the Dolphins, he might be having 4,500 yards, having 40-plus touchdowns. He has a QB rating of 110. You see that bottom number as well, the rushing yards. He would borderline get to 1,000 rushing yards. This is talking about an MVP season, and this is just Josh Allen going against the Miami Dolphins. It's embarrassing, man. And I understand you don't want to waste a defender on your defense. And this is Anthony Weaver's first year going up against the Bills in the Miami Dolphins organization. And the first time it went around didn't go so well. But this is something you got to take pride in. You can't continue to let Josh Allen own you. And that's what it is. I'm sorry if this is a news flash to you, but Josh Allen is your daddy. He owns you. This is the new Tom Brady. You need to find a way to disrupt the Bills' offense and finally beat Josh Allen and finally beat the Bills. Maybe this has nothing to do with the spy anymore, and it's more of me just being upset about the fact that Allen is 11-2 against you, and you as a franchise have not gone into Buffalo and beat the Bills since 2016. Things need to change, man. And we'll round out today's show with a Javon Holland injury update because he was seen stretching and working out on the side of practice today. Now, he was listed as a DNP on the official injury report after Thursday's practice, but it is important to know that he is at least being seen going out there doing football activities, unlike a Zach Sieler, unlike a Kader Kohou, who was not seen at the media portion of today's practice. Holland is someone that is very vital to this defense. We explored it on yesterday's show with how bad Jordan Poyer has been in coverage and how bad Marcus May has been in the run defense, that you need Holland, your number one safety, for this ball game. We'll ultimately see if he's able to go in Week 9 against Buffalo. But all I know is this. I know you are not the better football team, but not the better team does not always win in the NFL. Any given Sunday is a phrase for an exact reason, everybody. So why not us? I know this sounds maybe aggressive to say why not us and bring it out, but the season can be turned around. The Dolphins locker room says they're optimistic, says they still believe that they can go on a run and rattle off some wins to get back in the playoff hunt. Well, if you believe that and you want to prove it to the fans, let's make something happen on Sunday. Go exercise some demons, beat Josh Allen, beat the Bills in Buffalo, and let's get the season to 3-5, and maybe let's go on a run here with an easier 3-game stretch after this week. And we will hopefully be live once again for this turnaround on Sunday. I don't give it the best chance in the world, but if it happens, we'll be partying. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and join us for our NFL Week 9 watch party. Remember, live an hour before kickoff at 12 p.m. Eastern Time.